Welcome 1985, the United States Mint continued producing one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history, the Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel had been in circulation since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. Named after Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, the coin bore his likeness on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The year 1985 may not seem particularly extraordinary in the long history of U.S. coinage, but the nickels minted that year have become the subject of intense interest among collectors, historians, and numismatists alike. The 1985 Jefferson nickel stands out today not only for its historical and cultural resonance but also because of the surprising attention it has received in the modern coin collecting world. As time passed and coin enthusiasts started paying closer attention to particular mint years, 1985 nickels began surfacing in auctions and private collections, fetching unexpectedly high prices. While the coin's face value is 5 cents, its perceived value in collectors' circles has skyrocketed in some cases to figures that sound unbelievable. In the world of numismatics, stories often emerge about coins from common circulation becoming rarities due to minting errors, low survival rates in high grades, or sudden surges in popularity. The 1985 Jefferson nickel is one such story. The coin itself, minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, was produced in vast numbers. Billions of nickels have been minted over the years, and 1985 was no exception. However, what makes this coin so unique isn't necessarily its rarity in terms of mintage but its significance as a cultural artifact and the occasional existence of highly valuable specimens. In any given year, coins may leave the mint with small but noticeable errors, misstrikes, double dies, off-center prints, or incorrect planchets. When these coins are found, they instantly become prized treasures for collectors. In 1985, a few Jefferson nickels were struck with particularly notable errors. Some were found with double die obverse, meaning Jefferson's portrait appears slightly doubled, a mistake during the die creation process. Others exhibited off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in a lopsided image. A smaller number were discovered with improper alloy composition, meaning the metal mixture wasn't consistent with standard nickel-copper alloy specifications. Each of these errors makes the coin significantly more desirable, especially if they are in mint or near mint condition. Coins from 1985 that are graded by professional coin grading services as MS67 or higher, meaning they are in mint state condition with no visible wear and sharp, well-struck details, are extremely scarce. These coins are often sealed in protective holders and authenticated by third-party services. The number of coins surviving from everyday circulation in such pristine condition is astonishingly low, which contributes to their escalating market value. Over time, collectors have competed fiercely to obtain such coins, driving auction prices higher and higher. Stories have emerged of seemingly ordinary 1985 Jefferson nickels found in jars, drawers, or even pocket change, only to be later appraised at thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. While the average circulated 1985 nickel may not command a high price, those with unusual features or immaculate condition are truly valuable. There's even talk in certain collecting circles that a few extremely rare specimens may be worth as much as $85 million, though these stories often merge legend with reality. Whether or not such a coin exists, the idea alone has added to the mystique of the 1985 nickel, sparking curiosity and excitement in both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. Beyond its monetary value, the Jefferson nickel represents an era of American history. The mid-1980s was a time of great transition. The Cold War was nearing its final stages, technology was on the brink of revolutionizing everyday life, and the American economy was experiencing both growth and volatility. Coins minted during this time capture not only the physical image of Thomas Jefferson but also a symbolic image of a country in motion, balancing its foundational ideals with the challenges of modernity. Every coin that passed through American hands in 1985 was a silent witness to the culture, economy, and spirit of the time. The appeal of the 1985 nickel is not solely in its potential value but also in the excitement of the hunt. Coin collecting, at its heart, is about discovery, peeling back layers of history, searching through rolls of coins, and holding a tangible piece of the past. The Jefferson nickel, with its long and storied legacy, offers an accessible yet deeply meaningful entry into this world. Whether you're a casual enthusiast checking your pocket change or a serious numismatist with a magnifying glass and reference books, the thrill of finding that one extraordinary coin remains a constant. Some collectors specifically target nickels from this year, assembling complete sets from each mint or seeking only the most pristine examples. Others look for error coins or varieties, subtle differences in design, die state, or strike that distinguish one coin from another. The most passionate collectors might spend years pursuing a single piece that meets their criteria, and the 1985 Jefferson nickel has become a desirable target for many of these focused pursuits. Market demand has only intensified in recent years. With the rise of online auction platforms and social media, stories of valuable coin finds spread quickly, inspiring a new generation of hobbyists. A single photo or video showing a rare 1985 nickel can go viral, leading thousands to check their own coins for hidden treasures. Some even organize community coin hunts or participate in online forums dedicated to discovering undervalued or unique pieces. As more people become aware of the potential hidden in everyday change, the chase continues. The Jefferson nickel itself is a marvel of design and engineering. Felix Schlag, the coin's original designer, captured Jefferson's likeness with a dignified, forward-facing portrait. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia home. In 1985, this design had already endured for nearly 5 decades, a testament to its enduring popularity and visual clarity. The coin's small size belies its historical weight. It is not just currency but a cultural artifact, connecting Americans across generations. Collectors often speak of the story behind a coin. What journey did it take from mint to pocket? Was it carried across the country, forgotten in a drawer, or passed down through generations? The 1985 Jefferson nickel invites us to imagine these stories and to see beyond the surface of a simple 5-cent piece. Each coin holds a potential narrative, a slice of history that, when combined with thousands of others, tells the tale of a nation. Though the average person might dismiss a nickel as insignificant, the collector sees possibility. Every coin has a chance to be something more. The 1985 Jefferson nickel, in particular, has proven to be a shining example of this idea. Whether due to minting errors, pristine condition, or cultural significance, this coin has captivated audiences and established itself as one of the more fascinating chapters in modern numismatic history. So what does it mean for a coin with a face value of 5 cents to be associated with a figure as astonishing as $85 million? The answer lies in rarity, condition, demand, and often the stories that accompany it. While not every 1985 nickel will command a high price, and most remain close to face value, the allure of finding that one exceptional piece drives interest forward. In numismatics, perception is often as powerful as metal content. A coin can be worth whatever someone is willing to pay, and for a few extraordinary 1985 nickels, that number can be truly staggering. The fascination with this coin also reflects a broader human tendency, to assign value not just based on utility but on significance. We value coins not only for what they can buy but for what they represent. History, memory, rarity, art, discovery. These elements combine to elevate certain coins far beyond their original purpose. As you continue your own journey, whether you're just beginning to explore coin collecting or have been a dedicated numismatist for decades, remember that treasures often hide in plain sight. That nickel in your pocket could be a piece of history, a potential gem waiting to be discovered. Take the time to look closely, learn more, and appreciate the craftsmanship and legacy behind each coin, and if you ever come across a 1985 Jefferson nickel, don't overlook it. Examine it carefully. Check for errors, look at its condition, consider its mint mark, and think about the story it might tell. Who knows? You could be holding a piece of American history that's not just worth 5 cents, but possibly worth thousands, or even millions. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of the 1985 Jefferson nickel. If you found this story intriguing and want to explore more hidden treasures in everyday currency, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover big money in small coins. Next, 1998 Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent coin minted in the United States, might appear at first glance like any ordinary piece of pocket change. However, beneath its modest copper-nickel-clad surface lies a story of numismatic curiosity, historical significance, and rare monetary value. This coin, struck as part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series, holds a unique place in American coinage history, both for collectors and for those with a keen interest in finding potential hidden treasures in everyday places. In an age where even the smallest coin could hide a secret fortune, the 1998 Jefferson nickel has become a subject of fascination and debate among collectors. Some rare variations and exceptional specimens of this coin have garnered astounding valuations, with certain unique examples being valued at an estimated face value of $98 million, an almost mythical number in the numismatic world. To understand the significance of the 1998 Jefferson nickel, one must go back to the origin of the Jefferson nickel series itself. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, which had circulated from 1913 to 1938. The U.S. Mint launched a design competition to find a new look for the nickel, and artist Felix Schlag won the honor of redesigning the coin. His portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence, became the obverse design. On the reverse was a depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, a symbol of his legacy and intellect. This iconic design would go largely unchanged until the early 2000s. Fast forward to 1998, and the Jefferson nickel had remained consistent for 6 decades, with only minor alterations to its composition and minting process. However, even in a seemingly stable series like this, variations can and do occur. The 1998 Jefferson nickel was struck at multiple mints, including the Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, with a D mint mark. While most 1998 nickels are common and found in circulation by the millions, a few rare and unusual specimens have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. One of the reasons for the increased attention to the 1998 Jefferson nickel is the reported existence of extremely high-quality or error coins from that year. Error coins, for those unfamiliar with the term, are coins that were mistakenly struck in some abnormal way. These can include off-center strikes, double strikes, planchet errors, and more. In particular, a handful of 1998 nickels have been identified as having remarkable die clashes, repunched mint marks, or unintentional design anomalies. Each of these errors can significantly enhance a coin's value, especially when authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. In one astonishing case, a collector reportedly discovered a 1998 Jefferson nickel with a unique double die obverse error that displayed doubling on Jefferson's face, particularly in the I and the letters of "In God We Trust." This type of doubling is extremely rare and highly coveted by numismatists. When this specimen was submitted to a coin auction house, it fetched a staggering price that stunned even seasoned experts. Although not every 1998 Jefferson nickel is worth millions, the potential for extraordinary valuation lies in the details and condition of specific specimens. The legend of the $98 million valuation attributed to the 1998 Jefferson nickel stems largely from collector lore, rare auction cases, and the coin's symbolic connection to its minted year. While the actual face value of the nickel remains 5 cents, symbolic interpretations and hyperbolic valuations have cast it into the spotlight. Some enthusiasts view the coin's $98 million tag as a metaphorical representation of its historical and collectible value rather than a literal price. Still, it is true that ultra-rare coins, especially those that exist in only 1 or 2 known examples, have been known to command millions at auction. When combined with exceptional minting errors, proof-like surfaces, and a backstory of mystery or discovery, a coin like the 1998 Jefferson nickel can achieve legendary status. Coin collectors, or numismatists, play a pivotal role in preserving and uncovering these treasures. A hobby that once started as a pastime has evolved into a serious pursuit of history, art, and investment. Each coin tells a story, of the time it was minted, the people who handled it, and the events it witnessed. For many collectors, the thrill lies not only in the monetary gain but in the historical and cultural narrative embedded in each piece. The 1998 Jefferson nickel, with its ties to America's democratic roots and its uncanny potential for rare anomalies, has become a symbol of the hidden riches buried in everyday objects. For newcomers hoping to find such a treasure, it's important to understand how coins are evaluated. Coin grading agencies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, assess coins based on a standardized scale that ranges from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS70. Factors such as luster, surface preservation, strike quality, and overall eye appeal are taken into account. A 1998 Jefferson nickel graded MS67 or higher, especially with a notable error or die variety, can easily be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In extremely rare cases, particularly with unique specimens, it can ascend to the realm of millions. The journey of a coin from circulation to $1 million auction is not a simple one. It takes the keen eye of a collector, the curiosity to investigate, and the patience to research and submit coins for grading. Many of the most valuable 1998 Jefferson nickels discovered were originally found in pocket change, coin rolls, or forgotten collections in attics and basements. This democratic aspect of coin collecting, that a simple nickel could potentially be worth a life-changing sum, adds to the allure and mystique of the hobby. The digital age has only amplified this phenomenon. Online marketplaces, forums, and social media groups have created spaces for collectors to share discoveries, verify authenticity, and auction rare coins. Listings for 1998 Jefferson nickels, especially those with rare errors, can be found on eBay, heritage auctions, and other platforms, often drawing intense bidding wars and international attention. This democratization of coin collecting has brought new energy to the field, turning a once niche interest into a thriving global community. Educational institutions and museums have also taken note of coins like the 1998 Jefferson nickel, using them as teaching tools to explore American history, economics, and art. School programs centered around numismatics have emerged, encouraging students to explore the past through the lens of currency. Each coin becomes a time capsule, linking generations through shared history and collective memory. It's not just collectors and educators who are fascinated by the Jefferson nickel. Artists, historians, and economists alike find value in these small metal discs. They represent more than just currency, they encapsulate the ideals, achievements, and complexities of American society. In a world that often moves too fast to appreciate the details, coins offer a tangible, enduring connection to the past. The 1998 Jefferson nickel has thus transcended its role as mere currency. In the right condition and with the right characteristics, it holds a mystique and allure that few other modern coins can match. The tales of million-dollar nickels are no longer just legends, they are documented realities that continue to inspire new generations of collectors. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1998 Jefferson nickel in your change, take a closer look. Examine the edges, the lettering, the shine, and the tiny details that might reveal something extraordinary. It could be just another coin, or it could be the key to unlocking a piece of history and perhaps a fortune. And even if it turns out to be an ordinary one, remember that every coin has a story to tell. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just curious about the coins in your pocket, never underestimate the power and potential of the humble nickel. Especially the 1998 Jefferson nickel, a coin that might just be worth more than you ever imagined. A coin whose tale continues to grow in value, in legend, and in history. If you enjoyed this exploration into the hidden world of coins, don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow collectors, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into numismatic history. There's always another coin waiting to be discovered, and you might just be the one to find it. Next, 2015, the United States Mint continued its long-standing tradition of producing the Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent coin that bears the likeness of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. Though seemingly ordinary at first glance, the 2015 Jefferson nickel carries a fascinating historical context, a unique design evolution, and for certain rare editions or error versions, a value that may far exceed its humble face value. Among collectors and enthusiasts, this specific year of the Jefferson nickel has generated considerable buzz due to the limited quantity of high-grade strikes, rare mint errors, and increasing interest in modern coinage. And in a world where coins often go unnoticed in the bottom of drawers or fall between couch cushions, the 2015 Jefferson nickel has emerged as a silent treasure with a speculative face value that has captured imaginations, a staggering $15 million. While that figure is not literal in the traditional financial sense, it's a compelling way to express its historical importance and its growing appeal in the world of numismatics. The Jefferson nickel has a long lineage dating back to 1938 when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the original design featured a left-facing portrait of Jefferson on the obverse and his estate, Monticello, on the reverse. Over the decades, the coin underwent subtle and more noticeable changes. In 2004 and 2005, for instance, the United States Mint issued special Westward Journey nickels to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. But in 2006, the Mint introduced a more contemporary portrait of Jefferson, designed by Jamie Franke, where Jefferson directly faces the viewer. This portrait remained on the coin, and in 2015, this newer design was once again featured on circulating in collectible coins. The 2015 Jefferson nickel was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins without a mint mark, Denver used the D mint mark, and San Francisco issued coins with the S mint mark as proof versions intended mainly for collectors. In terms of sheer mintage numbers, the Philadelphia and Denver coins were produced in the hundreds of millions, while the San Francisco proofs were produced in much smaller quantities. However, not all nickels are created equal. While regular circulation strikes are common, finding one in mint state condition, especially MS68 or higher, can be rare. These high-grade coins, particularly those graded and slabbed by respected agencies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can fetch considerable sums in the marketplace. One fascinating aspect of the 2015 Jefferson nickel lies in the variety of mint errors that have been discovered. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process. These could include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, planchet errors, or clipped planchets. For example, some 2015 nickels have been discovered with off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to improper alignment during striking. Others may display die clashes, where impressions from the die show up in unexpected ways on the coin's surface. Collectors particularly prize such error coins for their rarity and unique characteristics. A dramatic error or a well-preserved high-grade specimen could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its appeal and the demand among collectors. The idea that the 2015 Jefferson nickel could be worth $15 million is part of a playful, hyperbolic tradition in the numismatic world where collectors emphasize the cultural and historical value of coins rather than their actual buying power. This symbolic valuation reflects the immense interest and emotional connection many people have with coin collecting. It also emphasizes how even modern coins, which are often overlooked, can hold remarkable value when rare errors or unique features are involved. In a sense, the $15 million tag is a metaphor for the dream of discovering something extraordinary in something that appears so ordinary. It's a nod to the coin's role as a piece of American history, an object that bridges past and present. There's also an educational value in the 2015 Jefferson nickel. Many newer collectors often start their numismatic journey with modern U.S. coins. Because of their availability, affordability, and the ease with which one can begin collecting them, coins like the 2015 nickel serve as the perfect entry point into a fascinating and rewarding hobby. Young collectors, in particular, might discover a sense of wonder when examining these coins more closely, appreciating the fine details of the engraving, the symbolism behind the design, and the stories embedded in each piece of metal. On the obverse of the 2015 Jefferson nickel, we see a forward-facing Jefferson, his facial expression calm and dignified, as though he is staring through time itself. The word "Liberty" is etched in Jefferson's own handwriting, adding a personal and historical touch to the design. Below this, the year 2015 anchors the coin in its contemporary setting. The reverse still features the iconic Monticello building, surrounded by inscriptions indicating the coin's denomination and the national mottos, E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. The simplicity and elegance of the design speak to the coin's function and its form, a blend of utility and artistry that defines good coinage. Though produced for everyday use, many 2015 Jefferson nickels never actually circulated. Proof coins, struck multiple times with polished dies, were made for collectors and housed in protective packaging. These coins, especially those that remain in pristine condition, are often the most sought after. Some are even enhanced with special finishes or part of commemorative sets, further boosting their desirability. With time, even circulation strikes, if preserved in top condition or if they feature unusual errors, become rarer and potentially more valuable. The appeal of the Jefferson nickel also lies in its historical resonance. Jefferson was not only a president but a visionary who believed in Enlightenment ideals, science, and the rights of the individual. His image on a coin reminds Americans of those principles and their enduring relevance. Every time someone holds a nickel with Jefferson's portrait, they are holding a small piece of national heritage. It's a token of trust, a medium of exchange, but also a silent ambassador of history. As interest in modern coin collecting grows, the 2015 nickel has emerged as an object of curiosity and admiration. Online auction platforms and coin grading services have reported increasing submissions and transactions involving this coin. Some versions with unusual features have been highlighted in coin collecting blogs, YouTube videos, and collector forums, where passionate individuals share their finds and insights. These stories often involve surprising discoveries. Someone finds a rare error coin in a roll of nickels from the bank or in their spare change, only to learn that it's worth much more than face value. This brings us to the broader trend in numismatics, the appreciation of modern coinage. While older coins often garner attention due to their age and historical context, modern coins are gaining ground because they are accessible, relatable, and in some cases, just as rare. Advances in minting technology have made error coins less common, meaning that when they do occur, they stand out even more. The digital age has also facilitated the spread of information, enabling collectors to quickly learn about new finds, values, and trends. This democratization of knowledge fuels the excitement around coins like the 2015 Jefferson nickel and keeps the hobby dynamic and engaging. Among collectors, the thrill lies not only in owning a valuable coin but in the journey of discovery. The 2015 nickel represents that adventure, a reminder that treasures might be hiding in plain sight, waiting for a careful eye or a stroke of luck. Whether tucked in a change jar, stored in a coin folder, or gleaming in a slab with a high grade, the coin carries the weight of history, artistry, and potential value. Its worth lies not only in its metallic composition but in the stories it can tell and the dreams it can inspire. So what does it mean when someone says the 2015 Jefferson nickel has a face value of $15 million? It's a creative way of spotlighting the coin's importance in modern numismatics. It's an invitation to look closer, to appreciate the details, and to understand the cultural and historical significance behind this small yet powerful object. It's a call to action for collectors, old and new, to pay attention to the coins that pass through their hands each day. And so, as you look at your own coins, whether from pocket change or a collection, remember that even a nickel from 2015 might hold more than monetary value. It might hold a story, a mystery, or even a small piece of your nation's legacy. That's the true magic of coin collecting. That if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2015 Jefferson nickel and its potential value in history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories about coins, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and may your next coin be your best find yet. Next, 1988 Jefferson nickel holds a unique place in the world of numismatics, not only for its design and place in the chronology of United States coinage but also for the legends and stories that have surrounded certain examples. Over the years, collectors have speculated about the rarity, minting anomalies, and potential high value of specific 1988 Jefferson nickels, with some claims soaring to the fantastic, such as a supposed face value worth $88 million. While such exaggerated claims are largely symbolic or humorous, they reflect the deep fascination and enthusiasm the coin collecting community holds for these small yet historically rich pieces of American currency. The Jefferson nickel has been minted since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel and bringing a new image to the forefront, that of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His legacy, often associated with liberty, independence, and the vision of an agrarian republic, was thus immortalized in everyday American currency. The reverse of the coin initially featured his famous Virginia estate, Monticello, a neoclassical building that symbolized Jefferson's love for classical architecture and enlightened ideals. By 1988, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for 50 years, and while the design had not significantly changed, certain mintage years became more attractive to collectors due to errors, low mintage numbers, or specific die variations. The 1988 Jefferson nickel was struck in large numbers by both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and in terms of basic statistics, there is nothing particularly unusual at first glance. But as with many coins, the devil is in the details. Collectors and numismatists began to notice interesting anomalies and rare varieties in some 1988 nickels, which fueled rumors and high appraisals, some even playfully claiming the face value had become $88 million in symbolic reference to the year. Understanding how such a coin could theoretically be considered worth millions, we must dive into the rich and layered world of numismatic valuation. Coins gain high value for several reasons: rarity, mint errors, provenance, and historical significance. In the case of the 1988 Jefferson nickel, while the general circulation coins remain common and largely worth face value, certain examples have attracted attention due to unique characteristics. Some of these characteristics include die clashes, off-center strikes, double dies, and other minting anomalies. A double die, for instance, occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during the hubbing process, causing a doubling of design elements. This can be most prominently seen in the date, the lettering, or Jefferson's eye. Such coins, especially if they are in uncirculated or proof condition, can command significantly higher prices in the coin collecting market. Another angle of intrigue stems from full steps examples. On the reverse of the Jefferson nickel, the Monticello building includes a staircase leading up to its entrance. On many circulated coins, these steps are often worn or weakly struck. However, coins that exhibit a clear, unbroken line of full steps, usually 5 or 6, are much rarer and often more valuable. Full steps nickels from 1988, particularly those in mint state condition, can fetch high prices from collectors looking to complete a full steps registry set. Still, none of this alone would logically lead to a valuation of $88 million. The figure is symbolic, echoing similar hyperbolic or metaphorical treatments seen in other collectible markets. Just as certain comic books, trading cards, or art pieces are rumored to be priceless due to their cultural impact or unique status, the 1988 Jefferson nickel has entered into that same symbolic narrative for some enthusiasts. It is not necessarily the coin itself that is rare, but the stories and meanings we attach to it. Adding to the mystique are those few documented examples of exceptionally high-grade 1988 nickels. Graded coins by agencies such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, have shown that top-tier mint state examples can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the level of preservation and the presence of any unusual minting characteristics. A mint state 67 or higher 1988 Jefferson nickel with full steps, for instance, is not something easily found in loose change and can command real attention at auction. Collectors often dream of finding such treasures in rolls of nickels from the bank or tucked away in old jars, which adds to the thrill of the hunt. The possibility, however remote, that a common-looking 1988 nickel could be one of those rare, high-grade specimens or possess an unnoticed mint error, keeps the numismatic world ever active and curious. This sense of adventure, combined with the emotional attachment to coins as artifacts of history, economics, and personal memory, makes even the simplest coin something of great importance. The year 1988 was also significant in a broader context. The United States was on the cusp of major geopolitical changes, with the Cold War nearing its end, and Ronald Reagan's presidency drawing to a close. The economy was shifting, technology was accelerating, and pop culture was transforming rapidly. In a way, the coins minted that year captured a specific moment in time, a snapshot of an America transitioning from the Reagan era to the first George Bush presidency, from analog to digital, and from a global superpower into the complexities of the post-Cold War order. A Jefferson nickel from 1988 is not just a coin. It's a time capsule. It's metal struck with meaning. It passed through hands, pockets, registers, and perhaps vending machines. It might have helped buy a piece of candy, or been the missing nickel someone needed for a phone call back when payphones were still a thing. The idea that such a coin could now be worth millions in symbolic or even speculative value is not about economics, it's about narrative. The 1988 Jefferson nickel represents a piece of Americana, a fragment of our shared story, and that is priceless to many. That being said, it is always wise for collectors to verify the authenticity and grading of any rare coin before placing a high valuation on it. The coin market, like any other collectibles market, is subject to trends, expert opinion, and market demand. An error that was once considered rare might become less so with new discoveries, and vice versa. The potential for an $88 million valuation is not in the coin itself but in the mythos we create around it. It's about engagement, storytelling, curiosity, and the ever-hopeful pursuit of treasure in unexpected places. In many ways, the hobby of coin collecting is not just about money, it's about connection. It connects us to history, to art, to politics, and even to philosophy. It invites us to look closely at what others might overlook. A Jefferson nickel from 1988 is just 5 grams of copper-nickel alloy, but it can carry the weight of an entire era. Its story is written not just in its metallic surface but in the lives it touched, the stories it inspired, and the hope it still sparks in those who examine it carefully under a magnifying lens, and this is where its true worth lies. Not necessarily in the auction price, not in the number printed on a slabbed holder, but in the journey it takes from the mint to your pocket, and maybe, one day, into the pages of coin collecting history. Whether it's worth 5 cents, $5,000, or an imaginative $88 million, the 1988 Jefferson nickel continues to captivate collectors, dreamers, and historians alike. Its legacy, whether factual or fanciful, is secure. So the next time you're sorting through your change and you come across a Jefferson nickel from 1988, don't dismiss it. Take a moment. Look at the details. Maybe it's got full steps. Maybe it has a striking error. Maybe, just maybe, it's one of the legends. Maybe it's your $88 million story waiting to be told. And if not, you've still held in your hand a piece of American history that has crossed decades and generations. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into coin history and mystery, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming stories about rare coins, their values, and the incredible tales they carry. See you in the next one.